realities that is important, and the spiritual path that is described by the word insan, which is humanity. Insan is what we are from ins, and this is our human nature. And that when Allah creates something and calls that creation insan, the being, then there must be a reality in even its micro understanding, which would be the huruf. Because Allah comprised that word from powerful letters. The understanding of the huruf gives us the depth of the understanding of what Allah meant when He created insan and how to reach to these realities. InshaAllah we have the insan for the… I don't know if the camera can see it. Can you guys see that?
Yes, Sayyidi.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay, write it. Write it.
Writing,
So the
Sayyidi.
guys who are taking notes, inshaAllah you can write it, so then when I go over it, because then I'm going to read it.
We're writing, Sayyidi.
Alright, got it? Hands on. What I got here? Alif, Noon, Seen, Alif, Noon. Means in this reality of the huruf we're starting from here and we're trying to reach towards the izzat of Allah, the alif. So the target is to alif, and insan has a nur, has a light. So these are two noons in insan. And in the middle of this word insan, those who don't know Arabic, doesn't matter, nobody knows Arabic, but you still write it and then we'll go over it and then you can meditate and slowly get the understanding and the opening, because the soul will understand. So then this is our spiritual journey described in the huruf. So when people say, where's tariqah? The tariqah is everywhere, but they have to have eyes that see, and the eyes that see are the eyes of the heart. So Allah puts the tariqah even in the kalam, in the huruf of the kalam. So now we'll understand that this noon is a nur, is a light, and that's why every one of us come into existence from a rahim, from a womb. And that rahim, when that child is born, that creation is given a noon and a light. So we're under the sifat of Rahman. So they came from a womb, they were given a light and they became a part of creation, which is now insan. Our life's journey is not only this nur to nourish that light, because everyone has a light but they live a life like a temporary light, is to reach towards the seen, which is the secret. So we have a secret in our existence. If we can reach to that secret, what opens for us is another noon. And this noon, this is a nar, a fire like the sun and like the stars. And this is the one closest to the Divinely Presence, which is the alif. So it means inshaAllah our life is to achieve our lights. And Sayyidina Yunus because this is coming from the story of Sayyidina Yunus, Jonah and the whale. And Sayyidina Yunus Allah gives the example of Sayyidina Yunus and awliyaullah from the heart of Sayyidina Muhammad begin to explain the immensely deep reality that Sayyidina Yunus was given to do his da'wah and call people to Allah. But as a result of calling people, they come, they listen, they're not interested and they go away. Then they began to bother. Eventually Sayyidina Yunus describes that, it's enough, I'm going. He leaves his post, he leaves what Allah has ordered for him, and as a result he's leaving and takes himself to an ocean, gets on a boat, goes to the ocean, and the ocean begins to show its anger from Allah. The people of the boat say, there's somebody on this boat that must be angering the Divine, the Presence, and we must cast him off. So he said, let us make some sticks, and who pulls the shortest stick will be the one who we cast off. And Sayyidina Yunus again got the short stick, the short end of the stick, and he was cast into the ocean. And then in that ocean a huti, a whale came and swallowed Sayyidina Yunus. And in the belly, in the depth of the whale, which was a learning experience for Sayyidina Yunus, he called out to his Lord in forgiveness and in the oceans of reality, La ilaha anta subhanaka inni kuntu minadh dhalimeen, La ilaha anta subhanaka inni kuntu minadh dhalimeen. And Allah said, whomever calls to us and admits their wrongdoings, we grant them a najat. And we accepted his prayer, and the whale went near the shore and spit him out. But the depth of that reality is that when you don't have enough light, the light that you have is like a moon, and it's not even a full moon. It's a light that coming out for people, they sense that you're nurani, that you have maybe some light, but that light is not strong enough to affect other people's lives, barely enough to affect your own life, more or less affecting the lives of others. So from the heart of awliyaullah they give the spiritual understanding that Sayyidina Yunus had to go back into the oceans of rahmah and mercy, and that to complete the favours of Allah upon his soul, cast into the oceans of Allah's Divinely lights. And that Allah's Divinely oceans literally for the souls are like oceans, that in their seclusions they see the different oceans that Allah has, and the soul walks into that ocean as a silhouette and a being of light, and as it walks into that ocean it's disappearing in the knowledge of that ocean. So in spirituality the symbol of fishes are the souls, because every soul swims in the oceans of God's grace. There's the oceans of grace, oceans of knowledges, oceans of repentance, all of these realities were the symbolism, and the symbol of the soul is a fish. And Mawlana Shaykh would describe that, be like a fish in Allah's ocean, not like a rock. A rock it just takes nothing and goes all the way to the bottom, but be like a fish in which when you observe the fish actually thinks in every breath it's going to swallow the entire ocean. You saw how they open their mouth very wide and they swallow the whole, thinking each movement of their mouth they'll ingest the whole of the ocean into their wujood and into their being. And Mawlana Shaykh said, take the character of that reality, that when you're entering into the oceans of Allah we're not asking for a little, we're asking, Ya Rabbi, let me to swim in your oceans, in the abundance of your ocean in which it has no limit. Allah won't be short on anything that you take from that ocean. So the soul has an immense excitement entering in the oceans of Allah, and that it's lost in that ocean of ishq and love, muhabbat, grace and knowledges, and it wishes to consume the entire ocean of its knowledges and realities. And as a result there's the souls that are like fishes, and then there are the souls that are like awliyaullah, and huge awliya they are like the whales of that reality, because they are the keepers of the reality of Hu, and that they don't go up and down in the ocean, but the whale dives very deep for long periods of time. Means the immensity of their training, because of their ability to go deep and to seclude and to enter into these realities, they're symbolically symbolized as the whales of the oceans of Divine grace, light, mercy. Whatever ocean Allah is going to put somebody in, the whales of that ocean they are like the kings of that ocean, that they swim deep in its reality and they bring everything into its mouth and into its being, again with symbol